Hi, this is Larry with ManCave Mayhem. The video I'm about to show you is regarding the 1964 Ford Econoline van that I picked up last summer. I'm just kind of going to show you the progression as I work through restoring this thing. I got a really good price on it, and it actually ran when I first picked it up. I got it started. I had video of that running. It wasn't running good, and I'd actually lost the video. My phone crashed and I lost all the video, so I wasn't able to post it in this video. But I kind of explained through the video what's going on. So hopefully you enjoy it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and post any comments down below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Again, thanks for watching. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing and helping me out on this channel. I am so excited, Andrew! What are we doing today?
Power washing a van.
It's gonna be so fun. This van is so cool, and it was so hard to find, and guess what? I got a screaming deal on it. I know some of you might think, oh, this rust bucket's not worth the time to even look at it, but this thing is way cool. 1964, the year I was born, and I got a van that I can kind of make into a surf van, and we're gonna probably end up passing it down to Danae. It's got a 170 cubic inch straight 6 engine with 3 on the tree. Some of you might not know what that is, but basically it's a column shifter, not an automatic. So it's ready to rock and roll. Drum brakes, no ABS, no freaking radio. It's got a heater, but that's it. We're gonna rock this thing. You'll see it soon. Right now we're going to pick a trailer up. We're gonna throw that thing up on it, and we're pressure washing that bad boy. That's all for now. We're getting the van on the trailer. It takes a little time with the come along, but we're getting her on. You want to see how greasy she is. She's pretty bad. She's a little greasy underneath here. She's been sitting in a field leaking oil for years, but nothing rusty or anything bad. Thing's pretty clean actually underneath. I think this was always a California truck, so that's a good thing. All right, just a little quick report. It's colder than crap out, but we're getting this thing pressure washed off. I got Andrew working on it hard. We're getting all the crud coming off of it. All right, progress report on the 64 Ford van, Econoline. I got the valve cover off, and first off, I did a compression check, and I've got a dead cylinder. My number 5 cylinder is about 30 PSI. So I imagine I put some oil down it, did another test, and stayed at 30. So I imagine I got something going on, like a burnt valve or something. But we're gonna go ahead, and I put some new plugs in. I rebuilt the carburetor. I found out that the fuel pump does work. So I ran a fuel line from the, I'm gonna run a fuel line from that gas can back there. And we're gonna put the carburetor and the valve cover back on it, and we're gonna just see how it runs. We'll see how it runs, and you know, we're obviously probably gonna pull the motor and end up rebuilding this thing. But that being said, I'd like to get it running good enough just so I can drive it around and see how the drivetrain is and see what else needs to be done to this. So that's where we're at right now. I'll keep you posted. We're here on a nice summer evening working on this crazy motor. Where's that piston at, Andrew?
Which one?
The one that's bad. We got the motor for the van out, and this is a result of detonation. You can see that piston, it's pretty rough looking. That's why we had a dead hole. The engine was running, but it was not running well. Mayhem, today we're gonna be working on this Ford Econoline van again. A lot of you guys have asked me about it, and so I just wanted to keep you updated on it. We've actually pulled the motor on this van. It had a dead cylinder. So now I actually sent the motor off to have the machine work done, and that was all done. Ended up having to have the motor sleeved. It's a 170, and there's just not a whole lot of those floating around. So I had the motor sleeved. All the machine work's been done. Outside's been cleaned and painted. The paint that I used on that is Pour 15 engine enamel. This stuff works really well. I've used it in the past on other motors, and it's pretty durable stuff. So that's what I chose. It's Ford red, the original color. I'll kind of show you what I'm doing, and I'm not an expert by any means, So that's my disclaimer. But I have put a few motors together, so I'll just show you how I do it, and hopefully I can kind of carry you along in the process of this van. I want to get it running here by summer, hopefully. But a lot of it depends on money and time and all the other factors that come into play, you know. Okay, so we're going to be taking probably some Dawn dish soap, and we're just going to go ahead and clean this block real well. We're trying to get rid of any kind of machine shavings or any kind of metal shavings that may still be present on this block. We're going to rinse it down with cold water, because cold water will keep it from flash rusting, and then we're going to start assembling this motor. All right, now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and start assembling the motor. We're going to start by installing the cam. Make sure you put plenty of assembly lube on that. What I like to use is this stuff here. It's Ultra Slick engine assembly lube. There's all kinds of stuff out there on the market. I just happen to have this, so that's what I'm going to use. All right, now we have the cam in. We're going to go ahead and put the crank in. So we'll start doing that now. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert, so do this at your own risk. That's what I'm doing. We're getting back to working on this motor. I just want to show you guys what we have going on here. So I've got one piston in. I got the rings and everything on it. I got the crank and the cam in. There's the timing chain. When you install the cam and the timing chain, there's a mark here and a mark on the timing gear itself. And when you first install it, I've moved it since then, but when you first install it, you align those two marks up, and it's gonna, like, the mark will land right in between that mark right there. So you'll have them, it'll show kind of in between teeth, but that's how you get the timing chain lined up. Of course, you want to use a good assembly lube when you're doing it. I'm not going into any real details as to what I'm doing, because this isn't really a how-to video. It's more of a what I'm doing video. So this has been bored out to, this actually, like I said, this engine was sleeved because it was so bad, and it's kind of hard to find these old 6-cylinders. So it's been sleeved. It's now a standard bore, and I'm getting the pistons installed. Well, what do you think, Andrew?
It's done.
There we go. So we got all the pistons in. Pistons are in. We torqued the rods. The rod end caps were torqued to 24 foot-pounds, right? And the main bearings are torqued. I think they were 60 pounds, 60 foot-pounds. Anyhow, that's the engine as it sits right now. We're going to keep working on it, and we'll just kind of take you through the process slowly. Andrew, smile for the camera. He's happy. He's happy to be here with his favorite father-in-law. We're going to go ahead and put the cover on next. We'll get that all on there. Like I said, this isn't a how-to video, but it's just kind of a show you what I'm doing video. And I don't want to go step by step on this, but then we'll probably work on the freeze plugs. I'm going to do a little more touch up on the paint. There's some spots that are a little light, like right here, that need to be darkened up. Like I said, I use that brush on paint, so it's a little more difficult to apply, but it comes out with a nicer finish when it's done. So that's all, just an update. All right, we got the cover on. Looks pretty good. Water pump's ordered. Here's the crank pulley, or it's not really a harmonic balancer, but anyhow, I got it all cleaned up. I'm gonna go ahead and paint it black, and we'll get that put on next. So it's coming along, slow but sure. All right, well, we got the oil pan painted, and now we're working on getting the oil pump on. I had to find a new intake screen, which was kind of a pain in the butt, but I was able to get it. So we're gonna get that going, and then I'll take you through the next step of the process. I got to prime the oil pump and get that all ready to go. The engine's not going to be started for a while, so a lot of people make a concoction with white grease and motor oil or assembly lube. Some people just prime the pumps up when they're ready to start them, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet with that. But we'll keep you posted, and again, we're making good progress. That's all for now. Well, I've got the head on the engine now, and that's kind of what it's looking like. Like I said, this isn't really a how-to video because I would probably be telling you how to do it wrong, because I'm just kind of learning as I go. But this is the motor so far. We're getting her put together slowly but surely, getting the freeze plugs in, getting everything handled, but it looks really nice. Hopefully it'll run good. So we'll see. All right, here's a quick before shot of the manifold. It's been blasted, bead blasted, and so now I'm going to put this high temp pour 15. It's manifold gray paint. We're going to see how it looks after this is done. All right, got it painted. Looks pretty good. It's not dry yet, of course, but once that dries out, it looks pretty much like the gray manifold, just with no rust. So I'm hoping, it says it resists heat up to 1200 degrees, so I'm hoping that stays on and looks really good for the motor. Keep you posted on the next steps. That's it for now. Thanks again for watching ManCave Mayhem. I hope you enjoyed the video. There'll be more videos of the van as I move along in the restoration process. Again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Make sure you put your comments down below. And just remember, I'm just a man in a cave causing mayhem. Thanks again for watching.